Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. This building dates back to 1503 and has a great history of many different kinds of tragedies, from suicide to accidental death. Now home to a plethora of paranormal activity, from full apparitions to poltergeists. With all this in mind, I just had to bring you to the Golden Fleece in York. Lying at the foot of York's historic shambles, the 500-year-old Golden Fleece is reputed to be the city's oldest and most haunted public house. York had a prominent wool trade at this time, which led to the pub's distinguished title. Even a brief name change in 1852 failed to tarnish the building's prestige at the heart of this historic city. Many landlords and ladies have called time here, but this is one corner of York that refuses to change. The beer may continue to flow, but just who are you sharing your pint with?
The place was built around 1503 and belonged to the merchant adventurers. It's an extremely haunted place, otherwise we wouldn't be here, and there's various stories going right back to the 16th century.
The ghost of a man called One-Eyed Jack, who wears a red coat and carries pistols, has often been seen pacing up and down this room, the back bar area. Dogs often growl in the space where the apparition has been seen, and many people feel faint in here, along with the sensations of a tightening around their throat, almost as if they're being strangled. This is even more frightening when you come to discover that an ex-landlord hanged himself in this very room.
In the 1700s, this building belonged to two people known as Lord and Lady Peckett. Now, Mr. Peckett became Lord Mayor of York in 1702, and his wife took on the title, of course, of Lady Mayoress. She was so enamoured by the fact that she was Lady Peckett that she actually continued the title for the rest of her life. Now, whether she still haunts the building, we don't know, but there is a Lady Peckett's room, and there is a figure of a tall, dark lady that still wanders around the room.
Here in the Minster's room, the bed is supposed to move all on its own. The bathroom door slams as if pushed by unseen hands, and the sounds of a baby crying are often heard. This room is now called St. Catherine's Room, and part of it has been hidden for almost 200 years. The ghostly image of a tall woman wearing black has been seen standing by the door. Who is she, and what causes the phenomena here at the Golden Fleece? We have 24 hours to find out. Tonight's investigation provides York with the perfect opportunity to live up to its boast of Britain's most haunted city. The perfect place, it seems, to welcome on board an open-minded enthusiast and an ardent sceptic. Step forward, a mischievous Radio 1 team led by Scott Mills and Mark Chapman. Revenge is sweet. You are here, right?
Yeah.
Scott Mills and Chappers from Radio 1. Now, we've had a lot of stuff happening already while we've been here. Now, you've arrived a little bit later than the rest of the crew. How are you feeling about what could possibly happen to you tonight?
I wasn't scared until about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then it just all... I was on the loo, put it that way, and I was thinking, okay, it just all dawned on me.
We have been very nervous since about
really?
5. Yeah, since about 5.
Yeah, but he doesn't believe in it all, and I'm quite open-minded about it. So
I don't.
I just really want to see him really scared.
What would make you believe?
Seeing something, I think.
What about if...
Oh, getting stuck in the loo, like apparently somebody has already tonight. That's why we've been to the loo tonight, and we actually
went together?
Yeah, we went together to make sure we were all right.
And we've decided we'd like to go together most of the time.
Yeah.
Around the house, if that's okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how you do. Strangely, the bravado shown on the airwaves isn't quite as prominent now that Scott and Chappers have come face to face with their own fears. And parapsychologist Kieran O'Keefe feels that our present environment is the perfect place to test their nerve. Here we are at the Golden Fleece. It's another pub. Why do you think pubs are so haunted?
Well, part of it is because most of the pubs have a lot of history. They go back hundreds of years. And like Richard would say, where there's history, there's ghosts. Another part of it might be because throughout their time, they've been very public places. There've been a lot of activity, just general everyday activity. A lot of people have enjoyed their time, there have been sad times, and people have died in those places. So it's only natural that you get ghostly activity.
Now, we've got some special guests coming along this evening for this investigation. We've got Scott Mills from Radio 1. Now, they're very excited. They're also incredibly frightened about what they're going to experience, and they keep asking me, oh, what's going to happen to us, what's going to happen to us? How do you think that's going to affect not just the team, but the investigation as a whole?
There's a high level of expectation and excitement from these guests that are turning up tonight. Now, that'll increase the fear and anxiety for some of the crew, but some of the other crew may just say, we're experienced old hands, this is their first experience, we know how it was for the first time. So they'll just be taking a step back and say, let them experience what they experience. Simple as that.
Both of our spiritualist mediums, Derek Akora and David Wells, have joined us in this public house. With several centuries of memories surrounding us, perhaps we can start to unravel just a few of the mysteries that accompany the Golden Fleece.
Just as we come into this atmosphere, this is really, really very strong in here. There was a man who died here. Yes, go on then. Who is he? He actually passed in this building. Come on then, give it to me. John? That's Peckett. John Peckett.
John Peckett.
He died here.
In this room, or
Was it in this room? No, not in this room. Well, no doubt we must be going to it. Okay, a big, like a medallion here on my chest. So it tells me he was a man of standing.
Yes.
A very proud man and a very good man. And he, I feel he passed in his sleep. He passed over, he just, and out. When he walks round, I don't know if he's actually heard his voice, but it's like as if he's calling out a name when he actually is in visitation and walking round. And I feel that this name must be close to his heart. He goes back out of the atmosphere as if
she's not here.
She's not here.
Right. Let's walk out through this way.
Yeah.
Derek's early sensing of a prominent male from this building and this city's past gave us early impetus in this particular visit. And just a few yards along the corridor, another of this building's biggest mysteries was about to unfold further.
Now, in here, again, you'd have an attachment to that in there. I feel at times there is a lot of noise going on in here. I've just heard a man, okay, and it was like a recording of voice, and the only way I can describe it, he's an American. And I can tell that by what was replayed to me. And he doesn't belong here. He wants to find his home again. He wants to go back to his home. And I don't know what actually has happened to him in the sense that he was killed in combat, I feel. He's come down, something's happened, he was up in the air. You see, he had to be linked with bombs because I could hear the bangs, bangs, bangs.
So you're talking World War II?
Absolutely, yeah. World War II. But I don't know his attachment here. I keep on asking Sam and asking him and asking him. You know something, I feel that he didn't actually go down and lose his life, you know, crash, what have you. I feel he made it to the ground. He was badly injured. He was being treated, and something happened. He was used to coming in here at maybe that time.
Yeah, maybe.
And something happened to him then.
Any name with him?
Go ahead. Can you give me his name, please? Sam's just given me Jeff. Jeff. Harkin. Harkin.
Harkin.
It's either, is it Harkin or Parkin? Harkin.
Right.
Jeff Harkin.
Okay.
People shortened his name to Jed.
Jed.
That was his nickname.
Okay.
Go on. He was a pilot.
Right.
Why didn't you give me that before? He dropped many bombs. He dropped many bombs. Jeff
Okay.
Harkin.
All right.
From an 18th century Lord Mayor and former landlord to a tragic 20th century serviceman, York's Golden Fleece appeared to house only benevolent souls. But nightfall promised a far darker side and spine-chilling events that would wipe smiles from everyone's faces. Small in size but significant in stature, this is the Golden Fleece, reputedly York's and perhaps even Britain's most haunted public house. Derek Acorah's visit to this location may have been brief, but it was proving productive. And before his unusually early departure, he also spent time on the building's second floor.
Okay. Now, as we come in here now, I am aware now of a lady who's a little bit, I won't say angry. I feel there's a slight agitation with her. And I feel the agitation is born out of one thing, an intrusion. You know, people coming in and around. Sam's just said she liked being called the lady. She liked being called the lady. Alice. Alice walks here.
What time period would Alice be from?
1702. 1702.
And how did she die?
How did she pass? How did Alice pass? Once John had to leave her, she was greatly unhappy. For 5 years she endured the unhappiness with the departure and the parting from John, her husband.
Okay.
And that's why that is the spirit man that comes in, and he's looking for Alice.
Oh, who you said before, right.
He's looking for Alice. Right. John is looking for Alice. He comes into the atmosphere, he roams, and what have you.
But she's here also, so why can't they see each other?
This is what I've just asked now. Alice, you know something? Alice is not grounded here all the time, Ivy, nor is John. But I don't feel that, well, they couldn't have done. For whatever reason, they've not joined up with each other in the world of spirit.
Derek appears to have identified, possibly, this pub's most notable owners. And thankfully, no sign of malevolence was yet in sight. But what of David Wells and his night vision reading of this ancient hostelry?
Okay, I've got an old man in here. I'm getting the name Edward with him. He's a very helpful man. He wants to help me. You know, he wants to come with me. He wants to help me around the house.
Is he here now, in this room now?
Yes. Well, he's actually here. He's stood beside me.
Can we ask him to maybe do something? Is he able to do something?
Yeah, if you could... Edward, if you're here, could you move something?
What was that?
What was that?
Yeah, there's something behind me.
Something over there. What did you hear?
Like, you know, like a cord that you
yes,
pull
that's
down?
right. That's
Clicking. I thought it was one of your
Is there
cameras.
a cord there?
I just thought it was over there with you.
Is there any way we could ask Edward if he could try and turn one of the taps on? It's a silly thing, I know, but...
Okay, I can ask him.
Yeah.
Edward, if you can see the taps, could you turn one on? Or something we can all see.
Sensing that the soul of an old man called Edward may still reside here, we move to an area that is synonymous with cold spots, moving beds and slamming doors. The Minster Room.
I meant to ask you about Edward. What did he die of?
It seems to me that he died of old age. He didn't... there was no skullduggery in his death at all.
Right.
I've literally just been having something now tugging on my back pocket as though something's been wanting to take my wallet out of my pocket. And I've just been turning around every other second to make sure there's no one there. And I've just been having that in my back pocket there, so...
Being tapped?
Do you want me to mention why that is? Because there's something we got earlier. I had an early walk round with Richard, just Richard and myself, and when we went into the cellar to follow the highwayman, we got a story there of 4 other people and the highwayman. There was a murder where the highwayman murdered a man but his little boy was working for them and he was a pickpocket thief, generally got into small spaces. Now, as Richard went into the cellar, after that, he felt someone tried to take the mic pack out his back pocket.
Because you know you're talking about pockets.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a microphone there, haven't I? Yeah. Someone, I swear to you, someone has just done the
little boy.
No, they've done something in my pocket. And did you not see me turn back? I actually thought you walked into me, or that I backed up against the door.
I don't think you did. I'm sure.
No, you didn't.
You can check on the camera.
You didn't, and I haven't. And I swear to you, I actually felt something in my back pocket.
Twice today, I keep a knife in this pocket, and twice I've taken it out of my pocket and it's been open, and I've cut my fingers twice.
Oh, good
It's
grief!
never happened before.
It's this little boy.
Then it's a, it's a lock knife. It's
Davey.
shut. I take it out of my pocket and it's been open.
I didn't know that, John.
I didn't mention it when it happened because I just thought I was being an idiot. I've left it open in the pocket, but it's never happened before. It's happened twice today, never before.
There you go, he's just done it again there in my pocket. Something's just pulled on my pocket.
Okay. Well, is it worth asking him maybe to go around and try and pull on all of our pockets?
Yeah. If you could do it to someone else. You might do it as you walk around. He clearly walks.
What was that?
I could have sworn something, it might be, I don't know, everyone say psychosomatic, but I swore something just touched my back. There's no money in there. I could have sworn something just, but it wasn't like a tug, it was like a prod. Pushing it out of the way.
Richard, you were next to Carl. It wasn't you by accident?
No.
Are you sure you didn't swing your arm?
Okay.
Definitely not. No, definitely not.
Amazingly, 4 members of the crew have now experienced the same phenomena, a tugging sensation at waist level. Was this perhaps a pickpocket, or possibly the small boy who was tragically trampled to death by horses outside this very pub? So far, we had no clear answers, but St Catherine's room may change that.
Now, this is the room where there's been a lot of doors being locked in the bathroom areas when Stuart was in there earlier on, wasn't there, Stuart?
Right.
Just tell us what's happened.
I went into the toilet and I'd not locked that door, but I'd locked this one. So I'd finished and I couldn't get out of this door. I was locked in for some unknown reason. So I only heard Carl shouting, "Stu, where are you?" It was Carl. That's, I think you saw the handle.
What do you think, David?
Yeah. Moving up and down, yeah.
There's nothing you can't move the handle up and down.
No, that's what I thought was quite strange. That
It doesn't go through, does it?
no, I thought it was Stuart just trying to do the handle, but clearly it was only later on when I came back and I looked, the handle doesn't go all the way through.
So you've seen a handle move all on its own?
Yeah, I thought it was Stuart initially, so it didn't really bug me because I just thought it was Stuart, but then I realised it wasn't. It was something else.
News of this strange phenomena had soon spread, but with everyone else, including all of our cameras elsewhere in the building, we unfortunately have no recorded evidence of this crew member's frantic attempts to escape St Catherine's bathroom.
Who is it, David?
I tell you what I'm getting pushed into this room. It's almost like being pushed into a cell violently, violent. I'm going to have to go in, aren't I, really? But, when the door's shut and you can't, for some reason, you can't get out, which is exactly what happened to Stuart. God, I don't like it at all.
What if we shut this door on you now?
I wouldn't be very pleased with you.
Do you want a torch with you?
I don't really want to be in by myself. I know it sounds like a big girly thing, but...
Right, we're going to shut the door and it's not locked.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It doesn't even shut properly.
It won't shut properly.
But just if you want to stay outside and lean against the door.
How do you feel, David?
I feel very claustrophobic. I can tell you that I am picking up on a skeleton. There's something about the skeleton and what he's got on that's important and significant. Was that you?
I heard that.
It sounded like something metal.
It was metal.
Yeah, I heard it.
What was it?
That was it.
That was it?
I'm leaning up against the sink.
Yeah, but not that.
Well, this is interesting to me because you cannot, the door just comes open on its own, so how Stuart would have been locked in. Earlier.
Taps come on.
The tap's come on, the tap has come on.
You're my witness. Did I turn that tap on?
No, definitely not. Both your hands were on that camera, and I saw them.
St Catherine's room was proving far from saintly, with noises emanating from the sink, taps turning themselves on, and for one unfortunate member of the crew, doors that lock themselves whilst handles frantically rattle without the aid of any visible human hand. There's no doubt that this is a room where we simply have to return to. But what of our guests from Radio 1? Revenge may be sweet after their on-air antics, but I decide against a baptism of fire for Scott and Chappers. Well, for the time being at least. Instead, psychic David Wells opened a séance where they would gain an insight to the ancient practices of table tipping and glass divination.
Please move this table if you are here.
I can feel a slight vibration, but I'm not so sure. Can you?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Please, if you're here, if you are vibrating this table, if this table is being vibrated by your energy.
Oh, I definitely got to move there. Sorry, Carl.
Good. Please, show us you're here. Please move this table. Make a definite move on it for us. Were you the Edward that was with David earlier on?
I feel that.
Yeah. Is your surname Briggs?
Whoa.
Move the table once more if your surname is Briggs.
Oh.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, it twisted slightly.
Give the full name again.
What is the full name?
Edward Briggs.
Edward Briggs. Is that you? We're going to ask you when you were landlord here at the Golden Fleece.
Move the table for yes.
Move the table for yes.
Was he landlord between 1907 and 1909?
Were you landlord here between 1907 and 1909? Whoa. Is there any way that you can push this table just a little bit more to show us that you are here? We're not doubting you are. That's got to be probably the weakest I've ever heard.
Yeah, me too.
No, he was very gentle, even on the early walk round when I picked up on him. He was he's a very gentle man.
Thousands may have drank here, but far fewer will have called time within this establishment. And less than a century after running this public house, were we with the spirit of former landlord Thomas Edward Briggs. York's Golden Fleece would soon deliver shocking and sickening evidence that would leave us all simply terrified.
Was that you?
Dating back over 5 centuries, the Golden Fleece is starting to show a few signs of why it can claim to be the most haunted pub in reputedly Britain's most haunted city. We have already experienced inexplicable sounds and poltergeist activity in the form of locking doors, taps turning on, and even an invisible pickpocket. Radio 1 DJ Scott Mills has dragged his team to join us on this investigation. They include a sceptical Mark Chapman, who along with Scott has joined David, Carl, Kath and myself in a séance in the back bar.
If there's any astral being present, could you please move the glass? Please move the glass. Thank you. Is your name Robert?
Strong, isn't it?
Yes, a strong one. Robert, I want to ask you about your profession. Was your profession considered illegal? That's funny. Thank you, Robert. That's a yes.
What did he do then?
Robert, did you rob people? Did you kill people, Robert? Did you sometimes kill in anger? Robert, can you lift the glass or give us a definite bang to let us know you want us to leave, and we'll leave you alone? One movement, Robert. Just one loud movement.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. Okay, might leave him alone for a bit then.
No, let's try him again. Come on.
Yeah, it's just tips over.
No, I want more. Come on. Yeah.
Robert, please really tell us that you don't want us to commune with you anymore.
Push the glass off the table if you don't want us here anymore. Push the glass off the table if you don't want to ask that. Okay, I think that's a no.
Are you happy now?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
This appears to be further evidence that the astral activity here remains extremely high, and the perfect reason it seems to send Scott and Chappers from a cosy bar to a cold basement. Calling for reinforcements in the form of colleagues Laura and Neil, the intrepid twosome follow Carl down to the cellar. Apprehension appeared to be high on our guests' minds, and had they known that the same floor that they were sitting on was once used to store the bodies of criminals fresh from nearby gallows, then their anxiety may have been even worse.
Right. Okay. I'm going to check. I'm just going to check that and make sure that was anyone.
Crap!
Whoa, hang on. I come on.
Okay, don't leave us. Don't leave us.
Hold on.
Astral beings, use our energy to talk to us. Use our energy to make us know you are there. Us know you are there. Make a noise.
Show us that you're here with us. Are you here? If the answer is yes, make a sign. Make a noise. Make a noise. If you're here, make a positive sign that you're here, so we know that you're here.
I'm just going to check these things here.
Are you happy that we are here? Make a noise.
Are you still with us? If the answer is yes, give us a sign. Use our shit.
What's that?
What's that?
Well, that's right behind me.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, yeah.
Okay. What was it?
I have no idea. There's nothing here that'll make that noise.
Is that you, Edward? If you're here with us, if you're here with us now, just show us. We're not here to do any harm, we're not here to mock you. We just want to know that you're here in the room with us now. Please show us some kind of sign, just to let us know that you're here with us now. Whoever you are.
We could go upstairs to another room.
Yeah.
And then try from there as well, because we may just be picking up more and more.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, this room just feels really creepy to me.
Yeah. It's just like...
It's alright, sorry, is it?
What the hell is that?
Bastards! You bastards!
I swear to you, I didn't do that on purpose.
Yes,
No, I swear to you, that's that Kieran's one of our gadgets that Kieran O'Keefe has is it's a motion detector just in case anything goes off.
Kieran's motion detector along the second floor may have initially terrified everyone present, but ultimately it had helped to relieve the tension that was apparent in the cellar. St Catherine's room has already provided several sources for debate. Its bathroom lay hidden for 200 years, and with an unfortunate Stuart having earlier been locked in here, it seemed the perfect place for Scott and Chappers to individually test their resolve.
This is the room where Stuart got locked in the bathroom.
Right.
and he went in there on his own. The door, he locked it originally, and then he opened it, and then he couldn't get out. He was really going at the door.
Right.
Carl came in and saw this. Right, wait till he saw this, like this. Right, but when you open the door, look what's on the other side.
Oh my God.
Right, so there's no way that he could have moved that from the inside, and he couldn't get out at all. But when it's unlocked, right?
Right.
And this is the
He couldn't get out.
He couldn't get out.
Right.
It was locked in there.
And we're going in there now, eh?
Yeah, one at a time.
One at a time?
Yeah. So if you just stay in there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Scott, you look really scared.
I am scared.
So, I just move back, do we?
Yeah.
See you later, Scott.
And you're going to just shut the door on me now, yeah?
Yeah. Right, I'm going to start asking out in a little while. The best thing to do is just sort of like sit really quietly and get acquainted with the noises in here. Okay. Oh my God!
What?
Great big white anomaly, light anomaly has just come right past you, chappers.
Really?
Right past you, right across your chest and up towards me. Sure, ask him to unlock the door. Unlock the door, Scott. Well, that was easy.
Oh.
What?
Nothing, it's just horrible.
You alright?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love this.
Right, bye.
No.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, this is horrible.
Just sit down.
Yeah, I'm going to, but I need to lock the door, man.
Yeah, but I'll shut the door for you.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Lock the door. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay. You stay in there, and then what we're going to do is out here, if we sit on the floor, right in the centre. Oh, good Christ, I can't see a thing with it. Just sit quietly, and if you kind of like listen, I've got just behind in shot, I've got the door just behind me, so we can see the handle. You just whisper to yourself, okay. Please, we know that you're here, you were here earlier on. Please, can you show yourself in any way? Can you touch Scott? Can you show some lights around him? Please make a noise. Touch one of us, do anything at all. Please, give us a sign, anything at all. Bang on the floor. Knocks... Oh, it's got a really good, another one right across the camera.
Really?
Yeah. Right past you, vroomf. Okay.
The temperature's dropping. Yeah.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, it's really cold. It's very...
I can't see anything.
And I can feel here, it's kind of... It's not
Oh
a drop,
yeah, I
it's
can
not a
feel
draft,
that.
but
I
it's
can
kind of
feel that.
cold there.
How you doing in there, Mark?
Yeah, right. You okay?
Oh, it has gone very cold, hasn't it? Come on out, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, Christ, that's horrible.
Was that you?
What?
Did you just laugh in my ear?
No.
Please tell me you laughed in my ear.
I didn't laugh
Please
in
tell
your
me you laughed in my ear.
didn't.
You have to tell me. Please tell me the truth.
I didn't laugh.
I swear, something just laughed. Something just laughed in my ear.
Do you want me to
Something
take the
just
camera?
laughed in my
Do you want
ear.
to take the camera?
It did.
It's okay. Okay.
I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh.
No, I do laugh.
Do you want to leave a bit?
Yeah, I do. I don't like
Okay.
it.
There's a torch on the floor. There's a torch.
Something just went in my ear.
There we go.
I was quite frankly terrified by the deep, hideous, almost mocking laugh that I had heard. Visibly shaken, I had to leave immediately. not only to escape my own fears, but also to reaffirm that it hadn't been a trick of the mind. Thankfully, my terror would soon be shared. The Golden Fleece is a pub that has given fun and frivolity to the city of York since the turn of the 16th century. But does this abode hold a secretive and sinister side that it would prefer to bury in its past? Rumours of oppression, apparitions, poltergeists and suicide abound here. And in just a few short seconds, this building had turned me into a nervous wreck and left our guest from Radio 1 stunned. But were my tears justified? What had I heard? Back in the bar and surrounded by a silent and stunned crew, my worst fears were soon transferred to soundman John.
Have you got it? Have you got it?
Shit, that is there.
One by one, everyone listened back to the sound that only my clip-on microphone had recorded.
Ah! Yes.
With John's boom mic literally inches away from me at the time, had anyone else in the room been responsible, then his reaction would have coincided with mine. Bizarrely, a simultaneous vigil in the function room had also produced a worrying incident.
There's someone really strong with a power. There's like a hand on my throat. Like a thumb, and the thumb's pushing into my throat.
I'm just going to take an image of the thermal imager I've got.
David's sensing of a thumb pushing into his throat isn't exactly an uncommon sensation for any psychic, but when Kieran's thermal imaging camera appears to back up such claims, shown here by the white marks which represent heat on David's neck, we all had to take stock of the danger that the Golden Fleece now holds. Despite my initial fears, now knowing that this was some of the most stunning evidence that the programme has collected, and with David now present for guidance, we had to re-enter the supposedly saintly St Catherine's room.
Oh, you got it. I can't, but
I don't like it in here now. No.
Were you in the bathroom?
I was in the bathroom. No, we were here. We were exactly here. Yeah, okay.
Let me tune in and see what we've got.
Robert, if that was you who was laughing earlier on, please can you give us a sign? Please can you walk towards us? Make a noise in this room? Laugh again if you must. Try and touch one of us. Do anything at all to let us know that you're here. Try and talk to us through David. If you can see David has a very strong aura, go towards his light, try and communicate through David. Are you all right?
Yeah, no, sorry, he just got right in my face. Sorry.
You've got what in your face?
Sorry, he got right in my face.
Tell him to do something now. Stop being such a bloody coward.
Robert, please. Robert, please move something, make a noise. You can use my energy, but only to a certain degree. Use my voice box. Talk through me.
Oh.
What?
Well, it's been really cold then. Right in the back of my neck.
Yeah?
Yeah. Really like, not, so like, something cold touched it. Like, you know, when you get, you know, when you get down down your back.
I just think, after what's just happened, and you heard it, John.
I did.
And we've got it on tape. Then, if that's true, then I know I'm pushing my luck, but maybe, just maybe, you might do something else.
Come on, Robert, you're capable. I know you are.
Did someone just bang something just then?
I heard a
thud.
I heard
yeah.
I thought it was one of you boys.
I thought it was you, Scott.
I don't know, it might be me moving my mini disc, I don't know.
Just try and move it, see? No, it was a thud. Maybe, just maybe, you might do something else. maybe, just maybe, he might do something else. Did you hear it, Chappers?
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I thought it was him moving.
Come on, Robert, make a noise.
Creak over there by the end of the bed. Oh!
Light anomaly.
Little light anomaly by the end of the bed.
Come on, Robert, talk to me. Use just my voice, nothing more than my voice. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on, Robert, do it. Come on. Just my voice, Robert, nothing else. Go! Oh, shit.
You all right, David? David, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm still here. It's just my voice.
You all right?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
I've just got a slight... I've got light anomalies coming from you. I've got it coming around your neck and coming just down.
He's here.
I've got that on camera.
Hang on, let me just push it.
You all right?
Yeah, I just want... Just my throat. Just my throat. Just my throat. Nothing else.
You okay?
Yeah.
You all right? You all right, Scott?
Yeah.
Just cowering.
You all right?
Yeah.
Do you want to come out now? I think we should come out now.
The most haunted pub in Britain's most haunted city? An idle boast or evidential fact? Throughout our 24 hours in York, something was clearly amiss. Locked doors, flowing taps and pickpockets greeted us. And as the night wore on, intent appeared to turn into anger. This image of David's throat became even more poignant when he awoke the following morning, only to find that he had lost his voice. And my spine still chills when I even think about that inexplicable and excruciating laugh. As for Scott, Chappers, Laura and Neil, well, perhaps our first-time investigators now have their own views on just how paranormal this building is. But for those of us for whom this is a weekly duty, our questions of credibility appear to have been fervently answered.
All in all, it's a very interesting investigation at the Golden Fleece. I knew the place was haunted anyway, so I knew we were going to have ghosts there. But the only slight problem we have is when you have guests arriving, and of course we had guests from Radio 1, you're obviously not working with the same team.
It could have made for perhaps quite a difficult investigation. Nobody's too sure about how the dynamics or atmosphere of an investigation changes if you have some guests joining it. For that reason, the Most Haunted crew were quite apprehensive prior to the Radio 1 guests turning up. When they did arrive, there was a lot of bravado. They seemed to be taking it all as though it was one big laugh. However, even on the first vigil, it became very apparent that all of the Radio 1 guests were scared. They didn't know how to react to a lot of the phenomena that the Most Haunted crew experiences on a regular basis.
Was that you?
What?
Did you just laugh in my ear?
No.
Please tell me you laughed in my ear.
I didn't.
Please tell
And
me
of course,
you
the
laughed
most
in my ear.
incredible bit of the lot was when Yvette actually heard a voice in her microphone. A voice laughing. Everyone will say it was someone else. It wasn't. And I must be honest with you, I know for a fact that Kieran has actually gone into this in great detail.
Yvette turns to Scott at one point and says, "Did you laugh in my ear?" And she gets very agitated, very anxious and genuinely scared. Immediately after the vigil, at that point, they actually left the room and John listened to the recording from Yvette's mic. And you can plainly hear a very low, guttural laugh. It wasn't picked up on the boom mic, and my initial response or my initial explanation for what was heard would be, yes, somebody else made the laugh, or it could be a noise from the environment. But John and I have been in contact, and I've also given the tape of the laugh to a colleague to analyse using a spectrograph. And at this point, I have no explanation for what that laugh is. Absolutely no explanation. It's not a problem with the radio mic. It's not that somebody else was laughing. There is no explanation for this at all.
Over 500 years of memories are crammed into this part of York city centre. The Golden Fleece may creak to its many memories of yesteryear, but don't expect the warm welcome to extend beyond those that you can see. Until next time.